Starting off will be Andrew Owens from NAP Africa and Teraco. I'd like to invite him first to come and talk to us about their experience at NAP Africa with respect to collecting and analyzing data from an internet exchange point. So please, Andrew.
Thanks very much, Machuki. So, as you heard, my name is Andrew, and I operate the NAP Africa Internet Exchange Points in South Africa. So I'm going to talk about, from our experience, what we've seen with data collection and how it helps us as an exchange point, but also how it can help an exchange point member base. Okay, so the basics, what we feel every exchange point should be doing. So start off with your aggregate traffic. This is relatively easy to do at a very low cost, and is extremely important from an exchange growth point of view. So your potential new members are going to want to see this information right from the beginning. And the reason for that is that if a potential peering network can see that other people are deriving benefit from an exchange point, then they are likely to want to be there as well. The other thing that you can do with this information as well is use it to calculate the value of the exchange. You all know what it costs, and to get to an exchange and actually to exchange traffic at an exchange. So if you have a look in the Dr. Peering book that was handed out, there are formulas there that you can use to work out what the value of your exchange is, and also what you are saving your customers. And that's a big deal for your members, and it makes it easier to promote the exchange. And then lastly, your root collector is a vital component. So do you, as an IXP, do you know what prefixes are available at your exchange point? And can you make that available to potential new members? So over and above the aggregate traffic that you're showing your new members, they're going to want to know what prefixes they will pick up at an exchange point. So it's vital for growth of the exchange. Your root collector is also very good for support. So for your IXP, I'm sure many of the IXPs have seen unexpected drops or increases in traffic. And it's as Machuki said, it might be a good thing or a bad thing, but you always want to know what caused it. So your root collector should be your first port of call to find out what happened. Because it helps you to see what your members are advertising to the exchange. And from a support point of view, the more data that you have, the faster it is to resolve problems. Okay, so what else can you do? As many of you know, assuming that your hardware supports it, you can use any of these tools. S-Flow, NetFlow, and JFlow are the most popular that we've seen at the moment. If your hardware doesn't support it, there are other options as well. Simply plugging a Linux box onto your exchange and using there are many scripts available using TCP dump that will connect to your exchange and collect data for you and present it to you in a usable format. So what you can do with these tools is obviously protocol analysis, application analysis, conversation analysis, and then a nice one for your members is security analysis as well. So why do you need this data? And the question I always have is, what is your job as an internet exchange point? So is your job done once you've plugged a new member onto the exchange? Do you just plug them in and let them be? Do you just facilitate connections? Or do you continuously engage with your members to make sure that your exchange is stable, to make sure that they are routing optimally, and also to make sure that your members are getting the maximum benefit from the exchange point. And without the sort of data that we're talking about, it's very difficult to do that. It's very difficult to promote the exchange to your members and to promote peering without data to back up what you're saying. Okay, so the bad about this data collection. You must always remember the most important thing is that the data that you are collecting belongs to your members. Okay, so it could be considered intellectual property of your members. So it's very important to keep that in mind. Based on that, there is obviously a lot of resistance from certain networks to a third party collecting their data. And there are a few obvious reasons for this. So, can your members trust that the IXP will not leak their data to their competitors? Remembering that you've got most of your members are going to be competitors. So, can they trust that the IXP is going to collect this data and not use it for purposes other than analysis? Also, can your members trust that you can store that data securely? Again, remembering that this is an organizational asset, and having somebody else holding that for you poses quite a risk. So for these reasons, if you do any data collection, please make sure that you have a well-defined data collection policy, but most importantly that you've got consent from your members. Okay, and then the good. What you can do with this data. So from an exchange stability point of view, very easily identify bad traffic on your exchange, things like excessive broadcast traffic, spanning tree, that sort of thing, the kind of stuff that you don't want on your exchange. Again, as I said earlier, to support the exchange, remember that a lot of your smaller peers are not necessarily going to have the resources to be able to identify problems or to sort them out. So again, the on your help network. So there's a lot of controversy at the moment about your exchange point, and just based on our experience, as I said, we have under-resourced networks, and I'm sure that many other exchange points have that as well. That they don't necessarily have the tools or the skills to be able to see exactly what's happening. There could be for us on also help your smaller guys. As soon as you understand your traffic, as soon as you understand your network, it becomes a lot easier to grow it. And then lastly, I just want to state again, always remember that the data is sensitive and that it does not belong to your IXP. Your data belongs to your members. So make sure again that you have a good data collection policy. Make sure that you have your members' consent, and also make sure that you only use that data for analysis for the good of the internet. Thank you.